YouTube, how are you now? Got some good news for all you Battlefield 2042 enjoyers out there, or sufferers, depending on how you look at it. DICE has an update planned for tomorrow, December 2nd, at 8 a.m. UTC time, which is midnight Pacific time, or 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the US. And it's a pretty big update. There's a lot of bug fixes, a lot of quality of life improvements, some balance changes. So we're just going to go through this patch notes list. It's pretty long, so I will leave a link in the description if you just want to scan through it yourself, because we're just going to go through this line by line. Alright, so it starts with just a welcome message. Update number 3, as they call it, will be available on December 2nd. Addressing bugs, feedback areas which we've observed through your gameplay since November 12th. This means you can expect a large number of fixes, balance changes, and quality of life enhancements to come your way. And lastly, as we've kicked off the preseason, there are some new things to look forward to as well. While the full update contains hundreds of changes, here is a summary of what to expect. What's new? In the week following update number 3, weekly missions will make their way onto the battlefield. There will be a total of 3 varying missions each week, which you can track via the main menu. Completing a mission will reward you with player XP. Finish all of the available missions that week and you'll receive a unique cosmetic reward. In Battlefield Portal, they're adding new game mode layouts for Rush on all-out warfare maps, also adding several new templates to the builder, and a new custom mode called Vehicle Team Deathmatch, which allows you to utilize combat vehicles in custom experiences. It will also support logic created in the rules editor, allowing players to spawn at Team HQ, and adding more options when creating custom games. Lastly, a new logic option to the rules editor that checks the source of fatal damage to a player. Example, maybe from a melee weapon or rifle. This opens up a ton of new possibilities, and we're looking forward to seeing what cool modes you'll build. Quality of life. We're introducing several improvements within the collection screen menus to make customizing your loadout and plus menu easier. In short, less clicking around. It's now also easier to understand which attachments are locked, in use, equipable, or newly unlocked within your collection. UI elements during gameplay have also received enhancements. You'll notice increased visibility and reduced clutter through, for example, player world icons now scaling with distance. We also added IFF, Identity Friend or Foe, marker improvements, and indicators for nearby players who you can revive or be revived by, or who is low on ammo or health. Lastly, you'll notice smoother transitioning between game menus, the options menu, and matchmaking. That sounds pretty good. Gameplay. Throughout several areas of the game, we've introduced improvements to make your experience while interacting within maps feel smoother. This includes over 150 individual fixes, small changes, and improvements across all of our maps where we noticed they were detracting from gameplay, such as spawning, visual glitching, or collision issues. Audio, rendering, and interaction improvements and fixes for weapons, vehicles, and specialists are also included. What's next? In early December, you can expect one more small update focused on further balance changes and general bug fixes to further enhance your gameplay experience. The full update notes are available below. We'll keep you updated on the rollout of the update and what's next over on the Battlefield.com Twitter account. Here you can also follow along with our tracking of known issues and changes that we're able to make in real time. Sweet. Alright, so this is the actual patch notes here. Update 3.0. Fixes, changes, and improvements general. The recent players screen now include everyone from previous matches to allow for easier user reporting. Made improvements to the interaction system by switching the default interact text on multiple interactions to reflect the actions you are about to do, i.e. open container, call elevator. Resolved kaleidoscope server room lighting issue. Resolved an issue related to the velocity trajectory while spawning in jets. Improved helicopter animation in level flybys during insertion. Improvements to address an issue where players killed in vehicles would fall beneath level geometry. Improvements to streaming assets in deploy screen presentation. Player no longer gets stuck in a zipline rope after exiting a vehicle, after entering it too close to a zipline or rope. Exiting an open seat early in the enter animation no longer causes your aim pitch to lock up. Correct field of view is applied immediately following insertion sequences. Yeah, that was a problem for me. Every time a game started, it wasn't the right FOV until I switched guns or did something. User interface. Improve the collection screens, making them easier to use and clear as to what you're interacting with. Improve the ways in which you're able to manage your attachments via the collection screen to reduce the number of interactions you need to have when building your loadouts. Enhancements to our player card screen and end of round to provide additional polish. Added new markers to make your newly unlocked items easier to find. Improved screen transitions when entering and returning to the main menu. Improved report-to-player flows, specifically around toxicity and cheating reports. The in-game scoreboard now properly scales to match screen-safe zone settings. Fixed instances where the scroll function didn't work in the options screens. Implemented focus restoration for screens so the focus button is remembered when re-entering the screen. Fixed visual effects remain on screen during end of round. Comma rows. Improved responsiveness of comma rows opening. Fixed inactive objectives showing in the comma rows for defenders in rush and breakthrough. Fixed objectives not showing in the comma rows for attackers in rush. Matchmaking and Friends. Improve the experience between end of round and the main menu. Improved matchmaking reliability and reduced instances of matchmaking failed. Improved cross-play invite flows. Fixed rich presence update issues, ensuring that your friends are better able to track where you are in-game. Address servers getting stuck in unresponsive game states where rounds fail to properly start. Fixes to friend invitations for players on PC. Fixed an issue where the friends list was sometimes not fully up to date. Yeah, that happened to me when I tried to add friends. It didn't update for like a good couple minutes. It took us a while just to get into a group and play some games. Progressions and unlocks. Introduction of weekly missions, providing set challenges that reward cosmetic unlocks. Added first match bonus of 1,000 dark market credits for Hazard Zone. Improved overall XP, rank tracking, and reliability. Improved mastery rank tracking. Improved reliability of player card tracking. The required level to unlock an item is no longer visible once the item is unlocked. Fixed the bug where mastery badges weren't displaying within the portal collection menu. Fixed an issue that was not properly awarding XP for angel resupplies. 3D preview of vehicles now displays the correct customizations in the collections menu. Added a notification when reaching a new player card badge tier. Added a notification when reaching a new mastery tier. Rendering. Addressed a variety of visual flickering and stuttering issues. Improvements to water rendering when aiming down sight. Added sight definition for iron sights to allow correct ADS for the V-car. Leaving ADS is now smoother than before on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 consoles. Addressed multiple graphical issues affecting water reflections. Addressed an issue with character rendering for players joining a match in progress. Made improvements to artifacts affecting DLSS implementation. Fixed flickering in the Oasis water and El Alamein on Deploy. Fixed animations sometimes glitching when picking up a weapon from the ground. Fixed aircraft sometimes showing up with wrong landing gear visuals. Fixed issue that would cause incorrect bullet impact effects when shooting near water. Fixed Ju-87 Stuka gunner seat firing visual effects not aligning properly with the airplane. Shifted PSO1 scope forward on AN94 to prevent clipping into screen while idle. Fixed skinning issues for several PP29 weapon skins. Maps. Over 150 individual fixes, small changes, and improvements across all of our maps. Improved level geometry issues across all levels, addressing issues such as players getting snagged or trapped. Resolved multiple spawning issues, resolved visual glitches such as lens flare, visible seams in Skydome, resolved a large number of collision and placement issues, addressed issues affecting local audio placement in multiple maps. Battlefield Hazard Zone made improvements to visual presentation of dark market credits, modified the squad and player screen to remove enemy squad names, modified the scoreboard to no longer show connected enemy players, added additional flares to Extraction Zone, offering players better visibility of Extraction area, as well as providing additional cover, added new spawn locations for initial data capsules, increased the amount of data drives initial data capsules can contain, made improvements to the data drive scanner's accuracy and enemy identification, resolved an issue where two teams could extract simultaneously, resolved warnings to alert players they're being scanned, sometimes not appearing, made it easier to interact with data drive pickups, added a distance readout for the next available extraction point, improved the end of round camera placement. The modify button in the lobby now takes you back to the perk tab. Initial data capsules now only spawn a maximum of 4 to 6 opposing forces. Drones inside the extraction condor will now be destroyed upon leaving. Added XP for completely eliminating an enemy squad. The redeploy icon is now part of the soldier and vehicle world icon. Fixed players sometimes being able to pick up more than their max capacity of data drives. Fixed instances where the round bonus XP was inaccurate and the end of round was not triggering correctly. Fixed an issue where the countdown in the lobby would not start if the player was tabbed out. Reduced width of lobby summary information, added an animation and audio cue when the player's remaining balance changes in the lobby, combined tactical items tab into a single tab in the lobby, made lock icon visuals more clear while in the lobby, added an option to quit from the waiting for players to join and pre-round lobby menu, fixed an issue in the lobby that made it difficult to understand what tactical items are being selected, fixed an issue where voiceover would get cut off too early at the end of round, fixed issues with voiceover heard by extracting players, fixed issues with random audio triggers for the data drive scanner, fixed missing music when squad gets eliminated. Never played Hazard Zone yet, so don't know what any of that is. Battlefield Portal added server info for the pause menu. Added support for reporting a server from the pause menu. Added support for server admins to write periodic server messages. Simplified the server settings screen design. Fixed an issue where bullet spread would be too high when trying to fire while zoomed right after sprinting for some Portal weapons. Fixed maximum human players displaying incorrectly in the modifiers tab for free-for-all game modes. Added different loading music based on which Portal map is loading. Setting a low max health multiplier for vehicles will no longer cause them to spawn in on fire. That was a bug, not a feature. Aircraft within Portal now display their equipped missiles and bombs correctly. Added a UI indicator for rush to show when the next sector will start. Fixed a visual issue while reloading several launchers. RPG-7, SMAW, Bazooka, Panzer Shrek. Builder additions. Rush game mode layouts for all 2042 all-out warfare maps through Portal. New official vehicle team deathmatch game mode. New official team and free-for-all gunmaster templates. New official infection template. Rules editor added the ability to detect what players were killed with in order to apply additional logic. Enable the Portal set team ID block to be usable with AI. Battlefield 1942 fixed spotting issues for the binoculars. Fixed an issue that caused the M3 half-track and SD KFZ 251 half-track to sometimes dip into the terrain. Fixed an issue that caused the 9K22 Tunguska M to take too much damage from some vehicle MGs. Machine guns. Battlefield Bad Company 2 improved the M416 reload animation. The tracer dart now locks successfully on tagged vehicle. Mortar strike can no longer be fired while not zoomed. Additional tuning to the UAV-1. Battlefield 3 fixed a bug that could cause the M3A3 Bradley primary and APF SDS T-shells to continue firing uninterrupted. Fixed a bug that prevented the SOFLAM and MAV gadgets maintaining their previous aim direction when a player re-entered them. Fixed a bug that caused the MAV EOD bot and SOFLAM gadgets to show a preview model after it had already been placed. Added new and classic voiceover lines for damaging, killing an enemy with a defibrillator using BF3 assault characters. The Mi-28 Havoc and AH-64 Apache rocket pods now have the same reload time. EOD bot now has a vehicle status icon to assist with driver orientation. Rebalanced the Su-35BM Flanker E to match the health of other jets. The FGM-148 Javelin now has two distinct firing types. Balancing pass on CRAM and Panzer stationary. Panzer. Increased the reload time for guided rocket. Fixed passive spotting issues for the MAV. UX improvements. Made a series of visual, audio, and gameplay improvements to weapons, vehicles, and gadgets. Improved the plus menu customization experience. Fixed navigational issues on the player card collection screen. Added new options to select damage, the indicator color for soldiers and vehicles. Added a new crosshair option to change damage indicator shape thickness between thin, medium, and thick. Replaced the accessibility button in the experience selection with accessibility and options. Fixed the color picker preview and options menu, often showing black instead of the actual color. Pinged objects now remain visible when occluded. Conquest. Tuned information spamming in Conquest, reducing the amount of messages that appear in the world log. In particular, we reduce messages about flag state changes so that they're not as distracting. Breakthrough. Tuned capture times for Breakthrough. Improved out-of-bounds defender spawning in Breakthrough to ensure easier safe spawning. Made improvements to the Breakthrough UI to enable you to better track round progress in the form of a game mode widget. The game mode widget inside the scoreboard has been updated to put emphasis on sectors and attackers reinforcements. Note that it only displays while playing Breakthrough and Rush. Elapsed time is now added and trackable in both the scoreboard and deploy screen. Added a pulsating effect on the Team 1 attacker score and progress bar when their tickets are equal or less than 25% of their initial tickets. This is also present in the GMW in the HUD, scoreboard, and deploy screen for both Rush and Breakthrough. Made UI improvements to indicate when the attacking team has reached the last sector. Made UI improvements to indicate when the defending team loses a sector. Fixed an issue that could cause the end of round screen to display inaccurate scores for the attacking team. Dynamic world improvements. Addressed issues for visual effects affecting late joiners. Made improvements to correctly align the bridge behavior on Kaleidoscope for late joiners to the match. Made improvements to correctly align the destructive silo state for late joiners in Renewal and Orbital. Improved interaction of SG-36 Sentry Gun and elevators. Quality of life fixes and improvements to interact prompts. Tornado and smoke visual effects improvements. Resolved a large number of collision issues with large-scale animation events. Improved location-based sandstorm audio experience. Improvements to destruction audio. Adjusted the timing for automatic doors. HUD. Added a UI element that shows nearby players that can revive you within 50 meters when downed. Added a UI element that shows incoming revivers when downed and pinged by a player that intends to revive you. When low on ammo or health, nearby friendly players within 50 meters will now show a resource icon above their head, indicating that they can provide you with health or ammo. Increased big map resolution for improved navigation. Added health bars on enemy vehicles up to 200 meters and enemy soldiers when looked at up to 50 meters. All player world icons now scale over distance, making them smaller when far away in an effort to reduce icons cluttering the screen. Time before revive completion is now visible for the down player when being revived. Fixed an issue where friendly player icons would sometimes not be hidden behind walls, which cause screen clutter. Fixed an issue where friendly soldiers are missing their blue UI icons when a player is in a down state. Fixed an issue where some player names don't show when looking at multiple soldiers or vehicles next to each other. Change the visibility behavior of the fire mode icon in the HUD. By default, the fire mode icon is now visible. If it is currently possible to change fire mode, the behavior can be changed to allow the fire mode icon to always be visible, even if it's not possible to change fire mode or turned off. The option is called Fire Mode Indicator under HUD Options. Added an option that allows for the disabling of the button prompts visible in the HUD. Added message about which player healed you when getting healed by other players. Added message about which player shared ammo when getting ammo from other players. Fixed an issue where IFF markers on squad members do not change with colorblind option. Improved visibility of IFF markers over distances. Fixed an issue where IFF markers would not be visible when using low video settings. Fixed an issue where the HUD UI sometimes wasn't visible when joining a Portal game after quitting the previous Portal match. Reload UI hints now stop pulsating after 4 seconds. Added an option to show or hide button prompts in the HUD. Added an option to show or hide the reactive hints in the HUD, reload, low on ammo, etc. Added an option to customize the visibility of the fire mode indicator's prompt, an icon in the HUD, when available, always on, ADS only. Bots. Fixed issue where bots sometimes didn't revive players, improved bots helicopter handling, improved bots combat behaviors, improved bots game mode behaviors. Audio. Improved reliability of various ability sounds when off screen, such as reviving, SOB-8 ballistic shield, flares, wingsuit, parachute, vehicle smoke discharges, and system repairs. Improved weapon audio for enemies firing at the player, including at a distance. Switched lock-on warning sound with incoming missile warning sound. Tweaked audio during end of round. Added a ping sound for request revive to help mark your location. Tweaked the sound when pinging a downed friendly player. Made improvements to ground vehicle gear shifts and suspension sounds. Warning and transmission sounds will no longer repeat on vehicle low health. Switched locked on warning sound with incoming missile warning sound. Added audio for damaged engine fires on vehicles. It's now easier to hear the LCAA hovercraft when it's behind players. Specialists. Angel or Angel loadout crate. Players that require armor and can receive it now have a white outline around them to indicate that the magnetism will throw the armor to the outlined player. When using the loadout crate, players can now scroll if more than 4 loadouts are available. Visual effects and polish on destruction and despawning of loadout crate. The cooldown for the resupply action on the loadout crate is now shared between loadout crates. Added a unique sound when picking up armor. Added the ability to self-apply armor with Angel's supply bag. Loadout crate can now no longer be called in when underneath tall buildings. Added a hand gesture animation when placing the loadout crate. Angel's armor and ammo supply pouch now auto targets towards friendlies with low ammo and not only low armor. Irish. Fixed an issue where switching to Irish via portals set player's soldier command would cause the deployable cover ability to not play any animations. Updated Irish's gadget preview video found on the more info screen. DCS deployable cover. Fixed an issue where the DCS deployable cover minimap icon was not displayed correctly. Improved reliability of the DCS deployable cover's deployable placement, allowing placement on more angled surfaces. Dozer. SOB-8 ballistic shield. Fixed an issue where the SOB-8 ballistic shield didn't block bullets when inside an elevator. Well, that's inconvenient. Fixed an issue where Dozer would not be targeted by Boris's SG-36 sentry gun, and AI ignoring the user while having a SOB-8 ballistic shield equipped. Well, that would be convenient. Fixed an issue where players couldn't enter vehicles while the SOB-8 ballistic shield was equipped. Fixed an issue where reviving is hard to perform while having the SOB-8 ballistic shield equipped. Fixed an issue where killing a player with the SOB-8 ballistic shield would also take the victim's dog tag. Fixed an issue where players were flung up in the air after being meleeed by dozers with his shield equipped. That's also a bug, not a feature. Unfortunate. Fixed a bug where Dozer could steal a takedown kill from friendlies using shield bash. Reduced Dozer's deflection damage from his shield. Remove the headshot multiplier from Dozer's deflection damage. Why though? That's like really skilled to get a headshot with a deflection, right? High skill plays, man. Rayo. Cyber Warfare Suite. Added a short grace period for Rayo's Cyber Warfare Suite when something occludes the target being hacked. This will help most frequently when trying to hack vehicles that may be driving in front of trees. Fixed issues where the Cyber Warfare Suite would trigger enemy hacked. Voiceover without eligible enemies being present. Pike. Or Pake. EMGX scanner. Added a sound effect for the victims being scanned by the EMGX scanner. Fixed missing sound for AR scanner when owner of ability is out of view. The EMGX scanner should now be able to spot targets above or below Pike. Disabled the usage of EMGX scanner while inside vehicles. Fixed the EMGX scanner's target found audio effect not working for targets beyond 20 meters. Casper. OVP Recon Drone fixed an issue where user is unable to deploy the OVP Recon Drone while in a prone position. Improved the visibility of enemy recon drones. They now have lights, making them easier to see. Players now switch back to their previous weapon after exiting the OVP Recon Drone. Updated OVP Recon Drone EMP hint message to clarify that firing requires a lock-on. Increased the range of the EMP on the OVP Recon Drone. Fixed an issue where Casper's Recon Drone is sometimes unable to lock on to enemy targets. Increased the Recon Drone's movement speed. Increased the Recon Drone's hitbox size to make it easier to hit. Adjusted the near drone spotting distance. Adjusted the size of the spotting area when controlling the drone's camera view. Boris. SG-36 Sentry Gun. The Sentry Gun will now be destroyed when the owner dies, instead of when the owner is downed. Fixed an issue where Boris's Sentry Gun would not be able to acquire targets that are near a vehicle. Sundance. Move Sundance's Scatter Grenade to detonate after first bounce to allow victims the chance to move away if they are thrown at low altitude. Wingsuit. Fixed an issue where the repair tool crosshair was visible in the wingsuit when you entered the wingsuit whilst having the repair tool equipped. Fixed an issue when undeploying and then deploying the wingsuit. It can cause first-person view while flying. But that's immersion, bruh. Grenade belt. Fixed an issue where the Sundance's anti-armor grenade could get stuck circling in the air after the targeted vehicle deploys countermeasures or attempt to target another vehicle instead. Adjusted the behavior of Sundance's splitter fragment grenades to bounce once before detonating. Falk. S21 Surette pistol. Added lock-on and lock-off sounds for the Surette pistol for when a target is designated by the magnetism of the Surette pistol. Players that require health and can receive it now have a white outline around them to indicate that the magnetism will fire at the outlined target. Added healing visual effects for when you're being healed by the Surette pistol. Added sound feedback for when being healed by the Surette pistol. McKay grappling hook. Fixed an issue where the grappling hook rope got misaligned in front of the gadget after changing FOV settings. Fixed the vault after the grappling hook animation where it could cause camera jerks or provide no animation at all. Reduced damage of the grapple gun. Oh, it did damage? I did not know that. Imagine getting killed by a grapple gun. Might as well just uninstall. Vehicles. Fixed issue where missile countermeasures sometimes didn't work, causing missiles to not blow up and instead reacquire the same target. Well, yeah. Otherwise, they're not really countermeasures, are they? Made exit position from vehicles more consistent. Made improvements to controller vibration for vehicles. Fixed an issue where the MD-540 Nightbird mounted 20mm cannons hitting the ground can appear frozen. Balanced Nightbird mounted miniguns, spread buildup, and convergence. Apache Warchief and Super Hokum 127mm anti-vehicle rocket packs will no longer have blast impulse upon firing. Fixed an issue where player driving the LCA hovercraft cannot be shot through the front window. Fixed the F-35 Panther repair system ability missing from customization. Added an option to have vehicle boost as toggle or hold. Fixed an issue where vehicles took double damage when getting hit through glass. Really? Huh. Improved TOW missile projectiles flying behavior. Remove blast impulse on attack helicopter's anti-vehicle rocket, which caused nudging of vehicles on hit. Fixed instances where vehicles sometimes would become stuck on world geometry. Fixed an issue which prevented the Ranger from turning into a ragdoll when destroyed. Destroying the Ranger will look a lot more natural now, because the ragdolls are definitely a lot more natural. Fixed a bug where a Ranger would lose connection to the player who called them in after being downed. Fixed some wheeled vehicles continuing to roll backwards when reverse is released. Adjusted FOV sense of speed effect on vehicles. Land vehicles could sometimes get stuck when driving on top of something that makes all or most of the wheels lose contact with the ground. It should now be easier to become unstuck from these situations by giving normal throttle and steering input. No way, man, that's real life, bruh. You get stuck on a rock, you're stuck. Fixed kill camera going underground when killed in a vehicle. Weapons. Fixed some issues that prevented visual hits from registering when firing on an enemy target. Note, further improvements are still being investigated. So that's just the visual hit markers not showing. So you'd get kills without the hit indicators, but I don't think they fixed the actual hits not registering at all. You're not doing any damage to some of those people. So I guess that's what still needs to be investigated. Fixed the 8-time scope, having a faster ADS time than the others. That was a bug, not a feature. Fixed M44 revolver chambering an extra bullet. It will now correctly reload 5 bullets instead of 6. Yeah, because revolvers, you get a +1, right? Because they got a magazine. Bom, bom, bom. Fixed an issue where a soldier is unable to shoot after getting hacked while in a vehicle. Reduced switchback to weapon delay after throwing grenade. Fixed a no exploit that allowed to have unlimited ammo and rapid fire grenades from the 40mm underbarrel attachments. What? That sounds like a good time to me, man. The 40mm AP projectile no longer incorrectly shows a proximity indicator. Ammunition can now be supplied to 40mm underbarrel attachments and their different ammunition types. Adjusted reticle position and brightness on PKA and Cobra, making these optics easier to use. NTW-50, or Anti-Vehicle Sniper Rifle, reduced effectiveness of the NTW-50 against vehicles. Anti-material rounds magazine size increased to 5, lowered anti-material rounds damage multiplier against heavy vehicles, lowered anti-material heavy rounds damage multiplier against all vehicles. Well, I haven't even unlocked that gun yet. It's level 60. It's already getting nerfed. Come on, man. Gadgets. Gadgets no longer pause their cooldown when the player enters a vehicle. Gadgets will move with elevators rather than getting destroyed. Carl Gustav RPG, Wildcat AA missiles, Bolt missile barrage will not relock onto vehicles if they have been flared. Adjusted glass on orbital to allow grenades to pass through windows instead of bouncing back at players. Well, I mean, if it's grenade-proof glass, then what are you going to do, you know? CG recoilless M5 fixed a bug where the CG recoilless M5 would not lose its lock-on to enemy air vehicles when locked on via SOFLAM designator and the target deployed countermeasures. Yeah, countermeasures are supposed to counter. Adjusted rangefinder and time of flight information on the recoilless M5 to better mirror its proper gameplay capabilities timings. C5 explosive fixed a bug where the C5 explosive blast damage was sometimes inconsistent when trying to detonate the C5 explosive on a moving vehicle. Fixed an issue where the C5 explosive server and client positions were not correctly synced. Adjusted the deploy time of the C5 explosive and reduced the delay before allowing it to be detonated to improve responsiveness. SOFLAM designator fixed an issue where the visual SOFLAM designator UI elements are still present on the screen when switching to other gadgets while zoomed. Fixed the SOFLAM designator's tooltip text being misaligned. Anti-tank mine fixed an issue that caused mines and other deployables to not trigger sound effects when deployed from inside a vehicle. Medical crate and ammo crate fixed issue where the medical crate healing cooldown was triggered when at full HP. Adjusted medical and ammo crates trajectory to align with the animation of the throw and address jitter. Improved responsiveness of medical and ammo crates deployment. It is now possible to throw them a lot quicker after selecting them. I don't know why it doesn't just throw automatically. Fixed an issue where the resupply animation would not play when resupplying gadgets from the ammo crate. Smoke grenade. Change the detonation behavior of the smoke grenade. It will now bounce once before detonating. Well, that's kind of dumb. Fixed an issue where smoke grenades could be destroyed by bullets or explosions. Like when you throw it or after it's been already smoked. Fixed an issue where the VO was not triggering when an enemy specialist smoke grenade has been thrown. So yeah, I don't know if I like that change, because you throw the smoke grenade where you throw it because that's where you want it to smoke. But now that it bounced, you have to kind of take into effect the bounce. We'll see. Frag Grenade. Ensure that the grenade warning icon does not draw under certain elements of the HUD, like the minimap. Repair tool. Fixed an issue where the repair tool can repair vehicles while not facing the vehicle. Improve the repair tool so that it's quicker to equip and put away. Insertion Beacon. Fixed an issue where picking up an insertion beacon would not make any sounds. EMP now blocks spawning on insertion beacons. Reduce the delay before the insertion beacon is placed after throwing it. FXM-33 AA missile. The AA missile reload sound effect will now appropriately fit the animation of reloading. Enhance the animation of the AA missile reload. Soldier added turn-in-place animations for one-handed and two-handed gadgets. Proning with your legs dangling in the air will push you off that object, however, allowing for time to correct yourself. Interesting. Reduced occurrences where specialists can be seen with low quality animations in the distance. Adjusted the pose of the legs when falling to avoid legs blocking the view. What? Your legs come up when you fall? I don't think I've ever seen that. Adjusted soldier animations when swimming. Various visual adjustments and fixes for specialists. Addressed issues where players prone on thin surfaces could be seen floating in the air. They will now tend to fall if the surface is not large enough. Fixed a bug where players could get stuck in swimming state on ground. Fixed missing weapon deploy animation when transitioning from water to land. Fixed issues where the soldier would sometimes not properly follow the ground when sliding. What? Fixed an issue where jumping would be buffered if holding jump when trying to stand up from crouch or prone pose. Fixed an issue where it is not possible to look up and down enough while prone on a slope. Fixed an issue where character hands were not in contact with ladders when FOV was higher than default. Oh, really? Never noticed that. Fixed an issue where you could turn and see your own headless first-person body while on ladders. Well, what if I want to, DICE, huh? Come on. Fixed an issue where setting the always traversal sprint option would sometimes not allow the player to traversal sprint with the intended speed. Really? So it does the traversal sprint animation but not the speed? Fixed an issue where attempting to traversal sprint while swimming resulted in an incorrect swimming animation. What? Fixed an issue where your first-person soldier would sometimes not play the correct sprint animation. Fixed an issue where certain vehicle weapons could deal damage to soldiers by damaging the parachute. That was probably how people were able to kill parachuters pretty easily, huh? Because their parachute took damage for them. Fixed an issue where your third-person animation could get stuck in a prone turn in place loop even though you had stopped turning. Melee. Adjusted the timing of sound of takedowns on enemies being prone. Improved the speed in which the weapon switches when watching another player melee attack. Decrease the range in which you can melee a player. You can no longer perform a takedown on a soldier climbing a ladder. Why not? Meleeing unoccupied light vehicles now allows you to slightly push the vehicle, which can help when vehicles get stuck. That's not realistic. Come on. Fixed an issue where players sometimes got thrown up in the air while using melee. But if you melee strong enough, it should pull you into the air, man. That's how people fly. Fixed takedowns on enemies lying prone, not working from all angles. Yeah, that could be annoying. Fixed an animation issue where taking down an enemy that is prone on stairs. Fixed a camera bug for meleeing players while standing on a moving platform. Fixed a bug where melee attacks in water could put the player in a broken state. There's something wrong with the water, huh? Fixed an issue where players were able to gain velocity by hopping on and off a ladder and hitting melee. Well, that sounds like a feature, not a bug too, man. Well, yeah, that's the patch notes there. It took a good 40 minutes to read, so yeah, that's quite a bit of stuff in there. A lot of good stuff. Some stuff I'm not so sure about, but we will have to see how it all plays out. Hopefully they can get that hit reg issue figured out, because the hit indicator is not showing up is not really an issue. I mean, you get the kill anyway, so that's okay. It's a little annoying, but the main issue is when you're shooting somebody and it's not doing anything. It's not doing any damage or anything. So hopefully they figure that out soon. They do have another update this month, I believe. And then we'll see from there. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. This is a good update. Hopefully it will get people playing again, because people are dropping like flies and it's only been a couple weeks. So, but yeah, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.